Hello everyone, welcome to a new episode of Explore and Engage with Anam. Since August 2022, which means August of last year, since August 2022, the city of Chicago has received more than 20,000 new arrivals. And what do I mean by new arrivals? By new arrivals, I'm referring to the migrants. And who are the migrants? They are foreign nationals who crossed the US-Mexico border to enter the United States. Since August 2022, Chicago has received more than 20,000 new migrants. In the city of Chicago right now, there's a sense of urgency because the colder months are coming. And who are the migrants? Who are these people? There are men, there are women, there are children, and many of them are without housing. As the colder months are coming, there's a sense of urgency in the city of Chicago to try to find housing for the migrants. However, American taxpayers object to the use of their tax dollars to house these migrants. On one hand, people need housing. On the other hand, the question is, why should American taxpayers pay for the housing for migrants? That's the core issue over here. American taxpayers did not keep the border open. The Biden administration kept the border open. It was the Biden administration's decision to keep the border open. And as a result of their open border policy, we continue to see the influx of migrants. But now, the American taxpayers are having to pay for the housing for the migrants. It was not the American taxpayers' decision to keep the border open. It was the Biden administration's decision to keep the border open. But American taxpayers are being forced to pay for the housing for the migrants. American tax dollars are being used to pay for housing for the migrants. Reportedly, the city of Chicago is moving forward with a plan to build a migrant tent camp in Brighton Park. Reportedly, the city signed a contract. It's a lease that would allow the city to use a particular property to house migrants by making a tent camp. And reportedly, the rent would be $91,000 per month. $91,000 per month. And who is going to pay for this? Where is this money going to come from? Where will $91,000 per month come from? It will be coming from the pockets of American taxpayers. And that's why American taxpayers are not happy. There's obviously objection from the community. Residents in the area are not happy about this plan. And based on the reports that I've read, there's already legal action being taken against the city of Chicago. Mayor Brandon Johnson is asking for a tremendous sum of money from the federal government to provide aid to the migrants. Mayor Johnson and some other mayors from big cities are asking for $5 billion in federal funds. $5 billion. Included in that group of mayors is also the mayor of Denver, Mayor Mike Johnston, and there's also Mayor Eric Adams of New York City. Now let's talk about Denver. What do you think when I mention Denver? A lot of people think about beautiful scenery, they think about mountains, lovely sky, and so much more. There's a lot of natural beauty in Denver. Colorado is a beautiful state. Now, I have not been to Denver, but I know it's a beautiful city. But sadly, the city is in crisis as migrants keep arriving, and there's no room to house them. Think about the sum of money that these mayors are asking for from the federal government. $5 billion. billion with a B, $5 billion. Once again, the question is, whose money would it be? And where will this money come from? Who is going to pay for this? The answer is the American taxpayers. The American taxpayers are being forced to pay for migrant housing. Migrants are getting lots of services, and the American taxpayers are being forced to pay the bill. Now, $5 billion, that's a huge sum of money. The question now is, are the taxpayers ready for such a massive expense? My friends, American taxpayers are already under a lot of stress. There's inflation, supply chain crisis continues, and there's economic uncertainty, widespread economic uncertainty. American taxpayers are already struggling. Many people cannot put food on the table. Their expenses are exceeding their income. And as a result, Americans are struggling. As I mentioned, widespread economic uncertainty. And now, you see this news that 5 mayors from 5 major American cities, they're asking for a huge sum of money from the federal government to pay for housing and other services for the migrants. Now, federal government doesn't have its own money. Whatever money the federal government has, it comes from the pockets of American taxpayers. So my friends, share with me your thoughts on this issue. You can go to tausifanam.net, that's my website, and you can send me a message to let me know your thoughts. Share with me your views and opinions. You can also find me on social media, and when you go to my website, please do not forget to sign up for my e-newsletter. Thank you for continuing to listen to my podcast, and I hope to be back again soon with a new episode of Explore and Engage with Anam.